All right, quick question. So why does Google care so much about distance in the first place? Well, it's not personal and it's not Google trying to make your life harder. From Google's point of view, local search is about usefulness. If someone types in coffee, plumber, electrician, or builder near me, they're usually looking for something they can get to without much effort. So Google makes an assumption that closer is better, and not because closer is higher quality, but because closer is more likely to solve that customer's problem quicker. That's why distance is one of the three core signals that Google uses in local search. You have relevance, prominence, and distance. Relevance is whether your business actually matches what someone's searching for. Prominence is how well known your trusted business appears online. And distance is how close you are to the person doing the search. And here's the important part. Distance isn't something Google gently considers. It's something it leans on heavily, especially in map results and especially on phones. And don't forget about dense cities where there are lots of similar businesses. If two businesses are both relevant and both reasonably prominent, the closer one is going to win 9 times out of 10. That's why you'll often see a business with fewer reviews or a worse website showing up above a stronger competitor that's just a bit further away. From Google's perspective, that result still makes sense. It's nearby, it matches the search, so job done for them. And that's also why rankings feel inconsistent. You search from your office and you're sitting at the top. But then when you search from home, you've slipped and you're not even in the top 3. You search from another suburb and you're not even anywhere close. The same keyword, the same business, but it's a different physical location. So Google recalculates local results every single time based on where the searcher is. There's no fixed leaderboard. And this catches a lot of business owners out because they assume that the ranking is a static thing like normal organic search. Well, it's not. Local rankings are fluid. They shift as the searcher moves around the city. And the more local the intent behind the search, the tighter Google makes that radius. A search like builder or locksmith tends to pull results from a very small area, but a search like heritage renovation specialist can stretch much further. They have the same local intent, but different expectations. Google isn't being inconsistent, it's reading intent and adjusting distance accordingly. Now, before we talk about how to improve things, we need to clear up what you can't control, because this is where a lot of service businesses get led down the wrong path by their agencies who promise them major results in the map pack, but they don't show up. Let's say you're a residential builder based in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. You specialize in extensions and renovations. You have a great site that's optimized. You've got over 100 reviews and an up-to-date Google business profile. But you search home builder near you while you're at your office and you're right at the top. Then someone searches the same thing from a suburb 20 minutes away and another builder shows up instead. Your first instinct is to think, all right, what do we need to tweak? Do we need more reviews? Do we need to get to 200 reviews? Do we need to rank for more keywords? Do we need to build more suburb mentions and pages? But here's the reality. You can't optimize your way closer to the searcher. No amount of SEO, reviews, or profile tweaks will consistently beat a builder who's physically closer if everything else is roughly equal. Reviews don't override distance. A better website doesn't override distance. Even a stronger brand doesn't always override distance. Distance is pretty much baked into their system, and this is why adding every suburb you service into your homepage doesn't magically fix things. Google already knows where you're located. Repeating suburb names doesn't change that. And this is also where things get risky. Some businesses try to work around this by setting up another address towards where they want to rank for, or a virtual office. Well, it might work for a bit of time. It often won't, because you can get suspended, especially in competitive industries like building. So if you're a residential builder trying to rank everywhere from one address, well, the hard truth is you're really not supposed to, and you probably won't. Google never intended for one builder to dominate an entire city purely through the map results. Once you accept that, local SEO gets a lot easier for you. Now, here's where things start to turn. Google doesn't just see you as a pin on a map. It also sees you as an entity. That's Google's way of understanding who you are, what you do, and what you're known for. Most builders are only as strong as an address, their street, their suburb, the postcode. That limits how far Google is willing to show them. But when you build stronger entity signals, Google starts associating your business with specific services and outcomes. Say you're a residential builder who focuses on second story extensions and major renovations. Well, if Google mostly understands you as a builder in X suburb, whichever suburb you want, your visibility stays quite tight. But if Google consistently sees your business mentioned, reviewed, and referenced alongside second story extensions, period homes, or council constrained projects, something changes. You're no longer just nearby, you're relevant. One of the strongest ways this happens is through review language. If reviews keep mentioning the type of work you do, those terms become attached to your business. Not by gaming the system, just by asking better questions from your customers. You can say this: if you've got a minute, it'd help if you mention the type of project we worked on. That's it. It's the same review, but it has more meaning and it tells Google and helps Google learn about what work you're doing. Now let's talk about the website. Your Google business profile is tied tightly to proximity, but your website isn't. What most builders do is either have one generic page or a pile of suburb pages that all say the same thing. Neither of these actually work. The goal isn't to convince Google you're everywhere. It's to show Google where you make sense to show up. That starts with separating services from locations. We're talking about pages for extensions, renovations, second story builds, then location pages only where they actually make sense. Show areas where you worked in and add photos that are geolocated. Areas that you understand and areas that come up naturally with clients. On those pages, talk about the local conditions, landmarks in those suburbs, council rules, block sizes, and the specific type of homes that are common in the area. Add the proof, like the photos we mentioned, short explanations, and just keep your basics solid. You have the name, address, and phone number. They should match everywhere. If you want to know how to make the perfect location page for any service business, check out this video up here where I discuss it in perfect detail. But it's not the lever that moves rankings. This is where builders often break through. When everyone offers the same thing, proximity wins. When you specialize, those rules basically loosen because there are less people doing that service, so they can broaden the results they show. A search like builder is obviously tight and local, but a search like second story extension builder stretches further because less people do it. Google assumes people would travel for that expertise. So if your services, reviews, and content mention and all reinforce the same specialization, Google trusts that. And that's when distance matters less. This is also why content works best when it answers real questions. We're talking about the planning, the budget blowouts, the cancel approvals. That content pulls through in organic search, not just the maps. Maps handle the nearby and organic handles further out. Once you separate those jobs, everything gets a lot easier. So let's wrap this up. Basically, you're not meant to rank everywhere, and Google will always favor builders who are physically closer for broad searches. The builders who win don't fight that because they know what the truth is and what we've discussed today. They dominate their local area, they build strong relevance, and they use their website to extend reach, not replace proximity. Most builders aren't failing at the local SEO, they're just playing the wrong game. If this explains what you've been seeing, drop a comment with where you're based and the type of work you focus on, and I'll tell you where proximity helps you and where it's holding you back. If you enjoyed the video, check out this video right here on how to track local rankings the correct way. Thank you for watching.